dressed and I left at 10. Check my nails, looking good. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Oh yeah, I know this'll be the day. Oh, yeah. Everything will be okay. Oh, yeah. I kiss my cares all away. Oh, yeah. It's gonna be a good, good day. It's gonna be a good, good day. Good, good day. Hey. I think it's finally all gonna go my way. Go my way. Rain or shine, no, I don't mind. This day is mine. I'm gonna chase all those gray clouds away. It's gonna be a good day. Cry myself to sleep and thinking better days are a far off dream. Get up and I move my feet, cause I hear music playing on these streets. Oh yeah. Ain't nobody gonna cry today. Oh, yeah. Ain't nobody gonna die today. Oh, yeah. I kiss my cares all away. Oh, yeah. It's gonna be a good, good day. It's gonna be a good, good day. Good, good day. Gonna be a good, good day. I think it's finally all gonna go my way. Be a good day. It's beautiful. It's gonna be a good day. No more crying myself to sleep and thinking better days are a far off dream. Get up and I move my feet, cause I hear music playing. It's gonna be a good, good day. It's gonna be a good, good day. Good, good day. I think it's finally all gonna go my way. Rain or shine, no, I don't mind. This day is mine. I'm gonna chase all those gray clouds away. It's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good day. Woo! It's a great, great day.
Hey, good morning. It's good to see you guys. Happy Wednesday. Wednesday is in Can't Stop, Won't Stop Wednesday. Awesome that you guys are here. We do have two topics for you this morning, but I might only get to one. I got two in the queue. First one we're going to talk about is NTREIS. Going to be an open letter to NTREIS here on the conversion, the errors, what's going on, how you can explain it to your clients, because they're going to be asking you a lot of questions about what's going on. And so we'll fully discuss the whole NTREIS issue with what's going on with your listings and why they're not working correctly. Uh-oh. And then we're going to go over DSCR. So if you are excited about learning about debt service coverage ratios and what that happens to mean in residential real estate for investment properties, then we will get that all covered as topic number 2. But what we do every day is we take roll call all day, every day, making sure everyone's here, creating this atmosphere of learning and having everyone be consistent, right? So it's important that every single day we start with a routine. And this is where we start today, is to jump on here. You know, I heard from an agent just, I think it was yesterday, that reached out, and I was actually really glad. They said, you know, I haven't been logging on this week. You probably saw my attendance has dropped off and this is what's going on. But I've been watching it later and I've been following along, and I just wanted you to know that. And what that did is it created accountability for herself to what was going on through the learning, right? And she continued to get the learning. She just got it at a different time, but she wanted us to know. And I think that was really about continuing to hold that the agent themselves accountable. And sometimes this isn't at a convenient time, right? There's a lot of variables that go into real estate. But if you do create this routine every single day, you're going to have more success. So we're here to be your coach, your mentor, your training, your additional knowledge, your like random topics from all over the place. right, that we cover in real estate. And we're now at episode 736 is today. So that's awesome. Thank you guys for joining. It is always nice to see. Please chat in anything that you see or would like to comment upon. And with no further ado, I believe we should move on to topic number 1. Open letter to NTREIS. NTREIS, it's you, not me. You know, when you break up with somebody, you normally say like, no, it's not you. It's like me, I need to do this. And you give it to them the soft way. Or sometimes they actually need the facts. It's actually you, NTREIS. You're the problem. So let's go ahead and we're going to discuss this and tell you what's currently going on. So as a real estate agent, you probably understand that now is a busy time of the year. All these listings come on. I know as a company, we have tons of media days that were just recently scheduled, executed upon, and everyone says, oh, let's get my house ready to go live in the spring. Well, when's the spring? When's spring break? I don't know, it's all going on right now, right? It just depends where you live, what school district you're a part of. Spring break is pretty much now. And everyone's ready to go live with their listings. And we worked all winter to get them. And now we have them, and like we did all the work to do it. And then on the 1st, NTREIS says, hey, we're going to do this little conversion thing. We're going to move from one standard to another standard, and we're going to like update some stuff, and we'll be offline for a couple of hours. We'll be right back. Don't worry about it. Right? And you'll have to update these couple of things. And they're like, hey, you're going to have to update these 3 things. Like your new save search, we're going to like modify this just a little bit. Like the bathrooms are going to be written a little bit differently. What? The bathrooms? No, that's not exactly kind of what was it. Right? So we've been getting all types of calls from all different angles of issues and what this relates to. So I will let you know that currently, if you have new listings that have went in since 3/1 yesterday, they're not going in correctly. And when you push them out, if you have this new listing, they're not showing up on Zillow, on Realtor.com. They're not properly being syndicated. We have been testing it, and we're ready for it on our test server. And we were just on a meeting, and we were able to get them to come through to our test server. So we're ready for that, but the live server is something completely different. So we've been trying to work through this, but at the end of the day, your listings, if you're putting them on right now, since 3/1, are not syndicating properly as they should. And it comes down to NTREIS. And it comes down to them and their lack of documentation and their lack of rollout and lack of testing for a major item, and it seems like they need to roll it all the way back and start over and properly document what's going on so that it can work. But I'm just trying to give you advance notice when your clients are calling you, when you're trying to schedule things. There's going to be all types of errors going on right now. And essentially, you might as well take the next week off unless they roll it all back. And because you won't see any of us on the tech side. We'll all be working on trying to catch up with what they're doing, as will all the technology companies that are involved in any way, shape, or form with real estate here in the greater metroplex, because all of our data is going to be totally wrong. So just go ahead and go on spring break and don't worry about it. Tell your clients like, hey, NTREIS, and point right at them. Just tell them exactly who, what, why, and how. And they might start showing up correctly on some websites, but not on others. It's going to take time. Everybody has to make adjustments to what was taking place. Okay, so I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into some of these issues. You probably won't be able to schedule them right on showing time. They're not going to show up. The statuses are all going to be wrong. You're going to start seeing stuff, not just the listings coming in, but the statuses. So we're going to have some major problems with safety and security, because you might be going to homes that show as active, but they're not actually active. And so you might want to confirm all of those details for any showing, even if you set it up with CSS directly with the agent, and make sure, because you could run into a potential safety issue with walking into homes when people aren't expecting you to be there because of this as well, because the statuses updates aren't going to be true and correct. As far as documents, that you might not be dealing with the most updated documents because they're having a document upload problem right now. So if you can't get the documents and you don't know if the seller's disclosure is accurate anymore, you don't know if the survey is correct, if the person's updating the stuff, we can't rely upon this data that's being provided to us now. So it's just an issue, and it's for every single person that practices real estate. So we're all kind of in this issue where nothing kind of works, and the data is now not to be relied upon here locally, regardless of what website you happen to take a look at it on. What I'm going to do is kind of give you an explanation of some of these items, and I'm going to pull it over and show you some of these things. So I have a link, and this is super nerdy. This is from our tech talk this morning. So we have a normal standard Wednesday meeting at 7:30 a.m. with our tech development team, and we're going through this. And what we have here are the different standards and the different statuses that can come in. So where we were before is we had these statuses here, and this is the reso property status. I'm going to take the mouse for just a moment here and pull this one over. I took a couple of screenshots. So reso is one standard, and this is what we were on before. And what you'll see, and this just gives you an explanation of why and what's going on. They had active, pending, canceled, closed, backup, expired, withdrawn. And these were the amount of them and the types of fields they had. And if I go to the next one, what you'll see is they updated. And this one here is the RETS property standard. And these are the words and the statuses that are used there. And this is just one field, giving an example of it. But these are active, active contingent, active kickout. So they're different. The two standards are totally different. There's reso and there's RETS. And there's definitions for each one, and each one works differently. Effectively, reso is like the old bad standard, and RETS is like the new cool good standard that people are using, right? So there's a definition and a way that they work. What NTREIS did is they made up their own. Normally not good to get creative in this type of situation. So I must have been maybe the first one. Whoa, did I have 3 of those? Let's see the order they went in. Maybe one more. Did I miss the last one? Here it is. Okay, so this is where they got creative. And creativity doesn't really work with databases. So within this field, what we thought they were moving to was the RET standard, but they didn't really. They moved to like this hybrid reso RETS, where it's still on reso, but they're using the RETS definitions allegedly, which is not a good idea at all. But then they decided that they would take some of the fields and like name them whatever they wanted. So if you look at the other statuses, they changed some of them to creativity to be active KO. Well, active KO is a field that won't map properly when the other one is written as active kickout. Now, it's a small detail, but the computer can't read it. And the same type of thing happened for all of the different fields, right? So this is one field, status. Within that, they now have all these different ones that they've made up that weren't there before. And they don't match with either the old standard or the new standard. They invented this world in between, staying on old technology and morphing between the two standards that are out there, and just like made up words of what they were doing. So we were kind of like befuddled by that. And what I will also show you is how many fields there happens to be. So you just have an idea of the scale and scope. So on the NTREIS Reso RET standard, so that's the one that they just moved to. Let me get to where we were here. Okay, so with this one in Reso, there are 624 fields. So every single one of them you pull down from this drop down and you select a field and you have to map it from place to place so it reports correctly on your website. There are 624 fields in the standard, okay? And this one over here, there's 274 in the old standard. And then there's this new standard that like was just created out of thin air, where there's now 393 fields. So there's not the full fields, there's not the old fields, there's like some number in between. So people now have to guess which fields to download, where to map them, and what to do. So the way it works is every one of these fields has to get mapped to where you're doing it. So you have to go through and pick them and find them. But there's a standard and there's a way to end up doing these. And when they don't map correctly, and you expect there to be either 200 fields or 600 fields, and you end up with 393, whatever that number is. Well, how do you know what number to expect, right? And then I'm just trying to show you the example of status and how many statuses there are, right? And if in here, this is one field status. So the same issue is compounded when you change names to things like active KO, right? From active kickout, and you make up a new field and label it something different, like this one right here with active KO. Every one of these fields, every drop down has to be remapped from one to the other, and you have to line them up. But when you don't choose one and you make up your own and don't let anyone know what it is, you get to a situation in a place where Zillow and Realtor.com and just about everybody don't have them working, right? So we're able to move to our new production server, or our new test server, so at live.acquistorealestate.com, and we're able to pull in the information, but it's really an issue because every change they make is going to have a counter change, and as it's related there. So if I go back here, I'm going to make a suggestion and let you know. So I think as an agent, unless they roll everything back right now, that you're going to kind of have an issue for quite a while. So it does come down to your safety. It does come down to your livelihood. And NTREIS, like I said, it is you. It is not me. You need to fix it. Suggestion is to go ahead and roll everything back to right where you were. Go back to your old bad standard that you had with the old technology and the old way of doing it, because right now you're impacting tens of thousands of people's livelihood and income. Property, anyone that's searching for a property is going to have totally bad data, and it's not good, right? So there's a lot of different issues related to that. So I think they do need to, effective immediately, roll it back to the old standard and let everyone know. You're probably going to need to pay everybody for all the wasted time that it creates, and then probably going to have to investigate what to do going forward. So I do recommend an independent audit of what's currently going on and how we got to this status. I think there should be some emergency money put aside from the associations to look into what's going on to see how they can better fix it so they don't have this problem in the future. And I think it's a great opportunity to actually take back the search data, right? There's so many. Just think about this for just a minute. How many people that are agents locally are giving money to big out-of-town companies like Zillow and Realtor.com, just to name two? Realtor.com, by the way, is not owned technically by realtors. It's owned by the New York Times. And because we sold our website, but just don't bring that back up, okay? So anyways, how much money from local agents is going out the door to buy back our own leads that we have? Shouldn't we really be investing as an association, as, as a whole community in our own website? So real quick, tell me where you would go search locally if you wanted to look up properties through your local association. Give me the website. Okay. And do they send you leads all the time? Tell me a good one that you've seen that's locally done, within the state of Texas. Oh, HAR, you mentioned HAR. That's a good one. They actually get all that stuff, and you sometimes actually get leads from HAR sent to you, right? So there's a lot of money that's going out of state, and a lot of money that's being siphoned off from all the agents to somewhere else for no good reason. I do believe that if you're going to go ahead and do this, you should do it correctly, fully investigate all the options, and I think they do include taking back the MLS from NTREIS and doing it yourself as an association, and also going ahead and taking back and doing a great job to develop the leads locally for the actual agents that have the listings. Wouldn't it be nice to return the leads to the listing agents correctly as it should go? That gives you the power to actually have the listings, right? And it rewards those. And then if you want to have some type of advertising on there and people know what it is so that they can get leads and purchase leads and spend to try to grow their business, then you can do that. But you would probably not call them local guides, as Zillow demeans an agent. And they do that so they can get to an unlicensed situation where they can have more value and they can degrade the brand of the realtor. Okay, so those are my recommendations, but there's a big pot of gold at the end. And there's an also, if you do it poorly, which is currently going on, and you continue to give away things and not invest in technologies locally that are important, as HAR's clearly done a great job of this. But if you don't invest in that, then it goes the exact opposite way, and there's no pot of gold at the end, and it becomes really scary locally. So it's up to our leadership to help us through these times. When there is times in peril and things are in flux, then you need to rely upon those people that are in charge there. So good thing for everybody here is Shana's on the board of, I think, everything here locally, and she understands the issue. And if you have a problem, don't email her directly because she knows about the problem. She probably is getting, I don't know, like 100 emails a day and texts and everything related to this issue from all different angles, be it from different brokers, be it from big people, be it from small people, be it from people just trying to like close out a listing and be safe and not have any issues, right? Or upload a seller's disclosure that's been updated. So anyways, we know about the issue. We're working through it. I have no idea what NTREIS is going to do, but best advice, just be safe and just take a break, vacation. If they roll it back like I suggested, then we can all come back to work and we can move on. And then they'll have to see how they're going to actually fix it correctly going forward. But it's time to actually get worse before we get better. So enjoy your Wednesday. That was like super nerdy, but I think actually important for you to understand just a little bit of. Any questions? Maybe we'll bring them up tomorrow. So send me an email if you have any questions about it, and we'll add them in for the topics tomorrow. And I will cover, what was my other topic? DSCR. I know you're super excited about that one. We'll get that tomorrow. Well, that's a wrap for us today. Hope that wasn't depressing. I was meaning just to update you, but then it felt like I was being negative and depressing. I was just being like honest and open with what was going on, right? So it is what it is. Have a great Wednesday. We do have agent meetings today. So that reminder goes out to you guys that at 10 o'clock you will jump on and join those meetings. The meetings are held on Stacy's Zoom, right? I think. So it's Zoom meeting with Stacy.com. Jump on there at 10. There's a great topic today. I saw the documentation going around on that. So we're excited about that. And also a reminder that we have a poker party this weekend. So make sure you get those invites out. Make sure that you RSVP yourself. And just go ahead and bring some good people with you. Don't worry about winning or losing. Worrying about participation. So everyone's going to get a participation award. No, we don't do that. But participation is important. That's the best way to have success. Thank you. See you guys soon. Saturday will be in person, and that'll be a good time to have an event. See ya. Gotcha. All right. Thank you very much, sir. I'll turn off the microphone.
It's a great, great day. It's a good dressed and I left at 10. Check my nails, looking good. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Oh yeah, I know this'll be the day. Everything will be okay. I kiss my cares all away. It's gonna be a good, good day. It's gonna be a good, good day. Good, good day. I think it's finally all gonna go my way. Rain or shine, no, I don't mind. This day is mine. I'm gonna chase all those gray clouds away. It's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good day. No more crying myself to sleep and thinking better days are a far off dream. Get up and I move my feet, 'cause I hear music playing on these streets.